Welcome to the ISB show. Sahil here with Rahi, covering the UEFA World Cup qualifiers. Big match day ahead of us. And as we always do, Rahi, we're going to focus on our match of the day. But first, before we get to the match we're going to focus on, let's just kind of list out here some of the qualifiers. Which matches are kind of catching your eye before we get into it real quick?
No, we got some big ones. Andorra versus England, of course, a big one there.
Yes.
No, but Finland, Netherlands, an interesting game, I think. Albania,
Yes.
Serbia. I mean, that one is a massive, massive rivalry game, right?
That's the match that we don't even know why it's being played.
It's not even a match; it's a war.
I don't know. That one shouldn't be allowed. And then there's a couple other matches, but of course, what we're going to speak about in this particular video, it's a team that we have been following, Rahi, very closely. So our match to watch is Norway versus Italy. Norway has been a team we've been following ever since we made a video. I don't know, maybe it's been a year and a half now. We've been following closely, right? But a big match is understatement. Is it fair to say this is the biggest match in maybe Norwegian recent history of Norwegian football?
Yeah. Absolutely. Because this is an opportunity. Can you imagine if they take 6 points from this window, if they take 3 points from this game?
Yes.
They're halfway to the World Cup already, right? And things have been good for Norway. Things have been good. But guess what happened? As they say, Italy has entered the chat.
Italy has entered the chat. All right. So now we're going to break down this match. And of course, this is, our match to watch. Norway faces Italy in Ulleval Stadion in Oslo.
Well done.
Yes.
Well
yes,
done.
I'm practicing my Norwegian. So
I heard your jersey's on the way.
Well, so here's what I promised myself. I said, if Norway gets a good result in this particular match, the next video I will wear a Norwegian shirt. I don't know if it's going to be a jersey or shirt yet, but it could be one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the story. So, all right, we've been covering this team, like I said previously. Now, let us get into what the keys of this match are in particular, because there's a lot to talk about here. So let's break it down.
I mean, it's huge, right? It's a massive, massive opportunity if you're Norway. It's an Italian team that has looked pretty good, right? They got the draw against Germany. An interesting team. Italian football in general on the rise. You have, of course, Inter in the finals of the Champions League. It's a different moment for Italy. You feel a bit of a rebirth, but you also have the Norwegian rebirth. And talking about rebirth, guess who's back for this game? Guess who's back? My man, Antonio Nusa, is back, and he's going to be a big part of if Norway can win this game.
Yeah. So, of course, that means the lineup is going to look very different from when they played against Israel in the last match, right? So you have Nusa. It'll be interesting now to see, because we haven't seen Odegaard and Nusa together in a long time playing like that combination.
Yeah. Those three across, right? Sorloth, Odegaard, Nusa, and then the big man himself, of course, up front. It's a deadly, deadly lineup. But I think you and I were chatting before. It's going to be the midfield that wins this game, because Italy is a team that packs the midfield. So whoever wins that middle of the field battle is going to be the one who takes these points, I believe.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Norway's going to have to contend with, right? Because what Italy did in that Germany game, as you saw, they played 5 across, right, in the midfield at that point in time. So I think that overload of the midfield, that's going to be very key. Now, if you remember in that match, Germany came out to a quick start, and then Italy came back and made a match out of it, right? Of course, Moise Kean is a guy that they're going to have to contend with. So I think here's the problem. This is what all our Norwegian fans have been saying in the comments, is that right now the defense is where a little bit of the weakness is going to be. So how are they going to be able to counteract some of that? Because
I mean, I think this game might hinge not on those front three, but on one Sanderberg, right? He's the guy. He's the protector, the enforcer, right? So if he can play a big role in allowing a foundation for those guys to really attack and go forward. This game, I think, hinges, yes, on the back four, but fundamentally on that hinge there in the defensive midfield. If they can be compact, if they can do a decent job at contending with the likes of Moise Kean, then I think up front, I mean, is there a better front four in the world? My goodness, they're so good.
It's quite incredible if you really think about it, that front four. I think what's going to happen, I think is a key that, who's going to have to play out of his mind in this particular match is Odegaard, right? And so and so I think he's going to be asked to not just do the creative buildup, but he's going to be asked to do some defensive work as well, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And more so than perhaps he does for Arsenal at times. And he's going to have to play a key role. You're right as well. So it's the two midfielders, right? It's Berg and Odegaard who are going to determine how this goes for Norway.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know, with these Milan players, these Inter Milan players, right? We've seen kind of through the season, of course, the issue is going to be with Italy that you have Bastoni, right? You have a lot of these guys who like to get forward, right? Yeah. And you know, there's the Napoli player Di Lorenzo. So you have a lot of these guys who are going to push forward, and those outlets need to come quick. But we've seen Norway do this successfully against other teams before.
Yeah. Look, and then Italy hasn't dealt with a beast, you know, like Erling Haaland, right? So what Haaland can do in occupying those defenders, preventing them from going forward, occupying their attention, right? He's going to play a big role, as he often does for Norway. His hold-up play is going to make a big difference, right? More than just his goal scoring and what he can do to affect the game. There's been conversations about, is he a player that affects the game in the way he should? We've seen him have a better sort of, at times he's done that, at times he hasn't. But I think that's key for Norway. And he's been much better for Norway in the recent past, right? He's been hugely impactful. And that's the Haaland that they need.
Yeah. I think, like you said, I think up front, it's not the problem. It's making sure that midfield is good. And of course, they have to find a way to score past Mr. Donnarumma. So
100%. But sometimes if you attack in a certain way, right? If Nusa's occupying those wide defenders, it prevents them from getting forward in the way they want, right? Because they have to constantly track back if he's constantly going at you. So sometimes the way you attack can affect the way Italy attacks, right? They have to defend so they can attack in the same way.
I completely agree with you and what you said before. And I think now the question is, my friend, who is going to win this match? What is your prediction for this match?
I'm predicting a tie. I'm taking the easy way out. I think a home draw for Norway. Good result. Scoring draw, 2-2.
Okay. 2-2 is your prediction. You know what, my friend? I am in a risky mood. I'm ready to throw the odds on the table, and I am going to say that Norway squeaks this one out by a goal. I don't know what the score is going to be. It's going to be a low-scoring match. I think maybe it'd be a 1-0, could be a 2-1, but I think they squeak this one out and they get the job done and march toward potentially closer to the World Cup here in the US.
You just want that jersey or that shirt. Just order it, man.
It's coming. It's coming. You know what it is? We said before we were a big fan of Haaland. We want to see him in a World Cup. He deserves to be there. I think now is the time. And remember those old days we were talking about before, the team that beat Brazil in the 1998 World Cup, and we talked about the team that beat Spain in Euro 2000, I believe it was. So
that's right. Yeah.
They have some results, some big shocking results behind them, and that's what's going on. So all you Norwegian fans, let us know your thoughts, and all you Italian fans as well. We have some Italian fans in the comments. Are we off in this particular match? Do you think you're going to overpower Norway? I don't know. We could be way off. We could be way off, right? We could be way off, and then the Italian fans will.
Italian football is having a rebirth for sure.
Italian football is back with a vengeance. But this match is in Oslo, and we shall see. So for all of you enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, keep watching the beautiful game. We'll see you for a full reaction video after this big match.
We should call this Viking Quest.
Viking Quest. Yeah, I like that.